I mean, I would have had ideas of maybe being a musician from a young age, maybe like all kids do. Um, it wasn't until I was 15 I started properly learning, teaching myself how to play guitar, writing music. But by the time I was, but it was always something that I wanted to do. I could always sing as a kid, I guess. And by the time I was 18, 19, I was very seriously considering it. And 19, I left college to pursue this full time, I guess. Initially, it was my father's record collection, so it would have been through him that I would have first heard blues music. And by the time I was a child, by the time I was maybe 12, 13, it was a music that I listened to, literally before I was born. So it was very close to my heart, and I had a fascination with it. And from there, it just stemmed to me just wanting to figure out more and wanting to find out more. Listen to more blues music, more Delta music, kind of Lomax recordings, and then soul music, jazz standards, and my biggest influences would be a lot of singer-songwriters like Tom Waits, Paul Simon. But then, blues music was my first kind of musical education. So a lot of blues artists and gospel music too. And Nina Simone was a big influence, and there's a lot of vocalists which I, spent a lot of time listening to. People like Billie Holiday and Chet Baker, a lot of jazz standards and stuff like that. But so it's a very, very mixed bag. I gotta say, it's just what the influences were. It's just the music that was closest to my heart. So, I just started listening to a bit of Ali Farka Touré, who's kind of like a blues musician from Mali. So it was kind of a logical progression from Tenari Wen, I guess. And I always was told to get into Ali Farka, but I never did. So yeah, he's a kind of desert blues stuff. It's very, very kind of folky, kind of mixed with kind of Mali folk, but also like real tones of John Lee Hooker in there too. It's very, very cool. So I'd no definite lyrical themes to sit down and go, I'm going to write a song about X, Y, Z. Like that, for me, that usually never works. That feels contrived. So it's usually just a natural thing. Sometimes when a song is becoming difficult to write, it's easier to take a step back from it. But Take Me to Church certainly was took the longest to write, just because I had a lot of the lyrical ideas, but none of the music to give it a home in. And I feel like if a song, until it's ready, if there's nothing worth saying, I'd rather not say it. So sometimes the song, in that regard, the song could take years to finish because it just doesn't. There's no point in finishing it. You know what I mean? When I'm writing songs, I don't think there's kind of a right or wrong way to do it. And sometimes it can start with a lyrical idea that will work its way into music, and sometimes it starts with a musical idea that lyrics feel at home in, or lyrics make sense in, or so it's I could have any starting point at all, but I think it's just, for me, it's just a case of kind of playing with ideas over and over again, and really playing with them with no definite end in sight, and then seeing how they take shape, and kind of, it's a lot of it's instinctive, and a lot of it's just getting out of the way of it and making room for whatever the song, letting the song make sense of itself. We were with a tight schedule, maybe a little bit, for recording, and also I do a lot of the work. I try to do a lot of the starting work at home first, so it was finding time for that, and to an extent, learning how to produce and learning how to articulate the sounds that I wanted to, through some of the happier songs, through some of the cheerier sounding songs. So songs like From Eden, Someone New, or Jack M. Wilson. I had a lot of learning to do there, because I kind of, it's a very, for me, it's a very, I don't know, I think it's a very different process with happy sounding songs, and one that I didn't have a lot of experience with. With Take Me to Church, when I was, say, on the production side of things, I just wanted to capture the kind of feeling I get, the kind of charged feeling I get when I listen to blues music, rhythm and blues, and gospel music. And the lyrics, I don't know if it's, it's a song that took me a long time to write, and that I kind of poured over for a while, and didn't want to go with until it was absolutely finished. Everyone's enjoyment of the song would be their own, you know, so I can't really speak for that. I've no favourite song, but I've some that I quite like more than others, and that probably changes from day to day too. But certainly some of the ones that are newer to me are like any musician, I'm sure, that you're most excited about those ones. Excuse me. I quite like In the Wood Somewhere, which is on the bonus, and I quite like In a Week. I like to perform To Be Alone. That's a fun one to play. Jackie Musson is a fun one to play too. Or I don't know. Yeah, In a Week is a nice. Usually that's the kind of middle point of the set where things are. You get to, you know, sing a little ballad. Yeah, it's nice.